This is another story about Blossom the Awesome Possum. Everyone thought she was awesome because of the wonderful adventures she had. Blossom was a fairly young possum, just over a year old. She had a mother and father, and 12 brothers, and 13 sisters, but they lived a long way off, down by the river across from the town. Blossom lived on a mountainside in a hollow tree. It was a very safe and cozy place, and she really loved it. One fine summer afternoon, Blossom was just waking up from a nap when she heard a strange sound. It was a little bit like sneezing, but really sad sneezes. She peeked out of her upstairs window and saw a black and white ball of fur moving slowly across the forest floor. What could it be? A kitten? But why would a kitten be in the woods? They lived in town like people. They even lived in houses like people. It was too small to be a baby bear, but it did seem like a baby something. Just to be safe, Blossom squeezed out the window onto a tree branch and called down to that ball of fur, "Hey there! How are you on this nice day?" The ball of fur stopped moving and stopped sneezing, and a little face looked up. Who said that? You better be careful or you'll be sorry." Blossom could see it was just a wee creature and didn't seem dangerous. How could this little thing make anyone sorry? Except Blossom did feel sorry for it. So she giggled a little bit and called down, "It's me, up in the tree. What brings you to my part of the woods on this beautiful day?" "It's not a beautiful day. It's a horrid day. The worst day ever," said the voice, and the voice started its sad, sneezing, snuffling again. Blossom thought it'd be better just to come down and talk face to face. What could possibly go wrong with this little thing? So she squeezed back through the window. "I'm getting a little bit pudgy for that hole, I see. I ate too many fat worms yesterday," she thought to herself. She climbed down the inside of her hollow tree and came out the hole at the bottom. And the little voice said, "Oh, what kind of creature are you? Are you a really big rat?" "No," Blossom giggled. "I'm not a rat. I'm a possum. My name is Blossom, and I live here in this tree. Who and what are you?" "My name is Flower, and I'm a skunk." Blossom had never met a skunk before. She thought Flower was a cute little creature and a beautiful name, and she said so. Blossom wanted to be polite, so she said, "I was just going down to the stream to get a little drink and find a little snack. Would you like to join me?" "Oh, that would be wonderful. That is the first nice thing anyone has said to me all day. Actually, it's the first anything anyone has said to me all day." Blossom led the way down the hill to the creek, where they sipped the cool water. Then Blossom rolled over a log to find some bugs and was surprised at how fast little Flower gobbled them up. She may be small, but she was hungry. One hungry skunk. After they had eaten, they settled down on some nice moss, very soft, and Blossom asked, what is a young creature like you doing out in the woods alone?" At this, Flower started the sad sneezing again. Blossom thought, this must be the way little skunks cry. Finally, Flower started to tell her story. "My family lives in town. I have a father and a mother and a sister. We live under an old shed. One night, we were out looking for something to eat near some garbage cans. It was last night. There wasn't much, just a few crumbs of potato chips at the bottom of a bag." "Oh, yes, I love potato chips," Blossom said. She had forgotten about yummy things like that in town. "And Doritos. Doritos are the best," she said. Doritos are too spicy for me, but my sister likes them," Flower said. "Well, while the others were looking for some worms in the garden, my nose picked up a new smell. I went to the other side of the building, and inside a shiny wire cave-like thing, there was a nice bowl of crunchy snacks. Someone had put out a bowl of food just for me. I was going to call over my family to share, but I thought I'd better taste it first. So I went in that cave and took a little nibble. Somehow, before I could even taste the food, I heard a snap and a bang, and when I turned around, a door had slammed shut. I couldn't get out. I cried out, and my mother came running. She saw right away that it was a trap. I couldn't get out. Mama said she would go get the raccoon to help. They're awfully clever with their fingers. But before she got back, a light came on, and a man and a dog came out of the house. The dog came running over and barked frightfully at me. I tried to warn him, but I was too afraid, and I sprayed that dog good. He went yelping back to the man, who also started yelping and trying to get away from the dog. Finally, he shut the dog in the garage and put some kind of cover over my trap. I got lifted up in the air and put in the back of the truck, and I could feel us driving. I didn't know where we were going. I ate the rest of the food. It was really tasty. And then I didn't know what else to do, so I took a nap. When I woke up, the door of the cage was open again, and I was in this woods. Now, I don't know how to get home. And the sad sneezing started again. Blossom remembered how lonely she had felt those first days and nights on the mountain, and how glad she had been to find new friends. She decided she would help this new friend to feel at home too. It's a sad thing to be away from your family, I know. I came to this mountain on the back of a truck also. But it has been an awesome adventure. And Blossom told Flower about some of the friends she had made along the way, and this seemed to make Flower a little less sad. Blossom said, "The first thing we need to do is to find you a place to sleep. What kind of home is best for you?" Flower said, "The only home I've ever had was underneath the old shed. Do you have any old sheds nearby?" Now that was one thing Blossom had never seen on the mountain. There were no buildings of any kind, which is what made her mountain so wild and wonderful. But she thought, My home is a tree, and my home in the tree is kind of like my cabin, and the hole at the bottom is kind of like my basement. Maybe that would work." So she led the little skunk back up to her hollow tree. "I'm not using this downstairs part at all, except to come in and go out. Would you like to share my home?" "Oh," said Flower, sniffling a tear, "that would work okay. I think I could sleep here, especially if you are nearby." And for the first time, Flower began to think that she might be having an adventure herself. Blossom showed her how to push some leaves and sticks into the doorway after she was in to make it a little cozier. Then Blossom said good night and climbed up into her nice private room above. Blossom felt warm inside, thinking about her new friend. Flower listened to the night sounds. Everything sounded so different up here on the mountain. The wind even sounded different in the trees. "Blossom," Flower whispered loudly, "would you mind sleeping with me for my first night?" Blossom smiled to herself. She remembered what it was like cuddling up with her brothers and sisters. "Sure, Flower, I'd be glad to." She got out of her bed and climbed back down, and Flower laid tight up against her. "Thank you, Blossom. You are the best friend ever." "Good night, Flower." "Blossom?" "What, Flower?" "Could you tell me a bedtime story?" "Good night."